China says its year-long crackdown on illegal narcotics has led to the seizure of more than 28 metric tons of drugs and the arrest of 7 fugitives wanted for drug offences. Katrina Yu reports from Beijing.
This announcement comes less than 24 hours after the Trump administration announced it was adding an extra 10% tariffs on Chinese goods as punishment for Beijing not doing enough to stem the tide of fentanyl to the US. So it's clear with this announcement that the Public Security Bureau is sending a message to Washington saying that we are working on it, refuting this accusation. Now, this does not detail a single drug bust. It's more a progress report about everything that Beijing has achieved on drugs in the past year. It says in 2024, the Security Bureau launched an operation titled Clearing the Source and Cutting Off the Flow, under which 7 drug lords or 7 major drug fugitives were captured, 38,000 drug-related criminal cases were solved, 28 tons of drugs were seized, and 1,427 tons of drugs of manufacturing chemicals were seized. In addition to that, it says that 24 precursor chemicals, that is chemicals that may be used in the creation of fentanyl, were also added to China's export control list. So this is China saying that they have devoted quite a lot of resources to solving this fentanyl export issue. Also, at the same time almost that we had this statement from the Public Security Bureau, we had a separate statement from China's Ministry of Finance and Commerce saying that China has one of the strictest and most thorough drug control policies in the world, and it accused the Trump administration in turn of shifting blame on this issue of fentanyl, not doing enough to solve its own problems. And Beijing also criticized the imposition of these tariffs, saying that this will only harm American consumers, this will also harm the global economy, global supply chains, and Beijing is urging Trump and Washington to come back to the negotiating table, resolve these differences through dialogue, and if not, Beijing says it will impose its own countermeasures in response to these new tariffs that are expected to be imposed on March 4. Katrina Yu, Al Jazeera, Beijing.